We are live and direct, Mindbender, Supreme Dream, Radio TV.
What?
Yes, that is a mouthful, but I can handle it.
Pause.
Let's talk about the concept of pause, shall we?
Word.
For a second. This is Eternia.
Yeah.
Now, granted, basically every other thing that comes out of my mouth is a pause. Like, if I'm hanging around 5 dudes, pause. If I'm hanging around 5 dudes, no matter what I say, it's a sexual innuendo. That's just a fact. The more perverted the mind gets, the more everything sounds like it could mean something sexual. So I can say, this is a nice couch. And dudes could be like, pause.
Yeah, real nice. Right?
Yeah, like, it doesn't matter what I say. So it got to the point where, being that I wasn't raised around the pause culture, I just started to ignore it. I'm just like, I'm just gonna keep on talking and not care, and everything I say is just a pause. You're gonna be saying pause so many times, and you're not gonna be having a conversation, so let's just stop.
Yo, you used to live in Jersey though, right? To me, pause is like almost originated by Joe Buttons. I don't know what rapper started it.
In the 90s, it was Ayo, and then the pause came about in order to cancel the Ayo. So it's like,
what about no homo? What about no homo though? Was no homo between Ayo and pause?
I never cared about no homo because like only guys are that like sexually kind of, I don't know, what's the word?
Insecure
to have to say, oh, but I'm not meaning that in a homosexual way. Like,
word.
I never even got into no homo. But what I mean to say is, at first
that was Cam'ron.
Ayo,
yeah.
And it took me years to figure out. I knew Ayo was about sexual innuendos, but it took me years to figure out that it wasn't just any sexual innuendo. It was more like homosexual innuendo. Like if you said something that sounded like, I'll give you an example. One time I was hanging out with the arsonist in the 90s, and I was really hungry. We were all chilling, getting money from an ATM. And so I was like really hungry, and everyone was like, yo, where you want to eat? And I'm like, I don't care, I'll eat anything. And they were like, hey, yeah. And I remember that day, I was a teenager at the time, or you know, young adult. I was like 18, 19. I remember feeling really embarrassed. Like I was like, what did I say? Like, come on, like, why are you doing this to me? You're picking on me. I was really sensitive. And then it took me 10 years to figure out they said that because it was like, not only just a sexual innuendo, but like homosexual innuendo. Who cares? So then pause came out to cancel the Ayo. So when you say pause, it's like, okay, now you can't say Ayo and you can't catch me or whatever. That's how I feel pause came about.
Wow.
But to me, it's just really retarded, only because you'll all day long, that's all you'll be doing. And I say things all the time, like, I could say, I have a big mouth. And then they're gonna be like, pause. You know, there was a time in life where you could literally say you had a big mouth and it didn't mean something sexual. And to me, it's like, my brain doesn't think that way. And so it just makes me laugh when other people's brains do, because it shows what's already on their mind and on their heart anyways.
Word, what up with that? Like, should we come up with a term to be like, if you say pause or Ayo too much, that means you're probably a person.
A pervert?
Yeah. Or closet gay. Like, yo, like, dude, you said 15 times today, no homo. Like, maybe you're struggling with your homosexuality and like you really want to try and convince yourself and others that you're not.
Let's just say this, in any area of life when you're overly defensive about something, it usually means it's something that you need to work on and something that you have in yourself. So, and that applies to anything in life, and I'm overly defensive about things, I'm sure, but yeah, usually when someone's like extra for no reason, like you can't even explain their defensiveness, overly defensive, it usually means that, you know, it's an area of weakness for them. And so, yeah, if somebody's extra no homo, or pause, to me that just shows their own-ism. It's not mine. Yeah. I'll be running around to the day I die saying I have a big mouth. Pause. Without the pause.
For real.
Whatever. Yeah. I have a lyric in like my recent verse that I wrote, which is a track with Reef and Terminology, and I say, I basically say something about like something about you cold like Alaska with your ass, so no pause, no recaps, no shadows.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's just like, yes, I said ass out, and you don't have to say pause. Can you imagine if you said pause after every Biggie line? Biggie has a lot of lines. Yeah. He's like something about like, he's very explicit when it comes to man-on-man sexual innuendos.
Yo.
Nobody said pause when they listen to Biggie verses, so get over it.
Yo, straight
That's all
up.
I have to say about that.
Word up, Eternia. I gotta say, like, straight up, like, when I was a kid and I was like, what the fuck did that guy just say?
Biggie?
Like, in my life, I'm like, I have not once seen a girl that looks so good, I'll suck on her daddy's dick. And like, even though I heard, I know it's a Richard Pryor joke, yeah, and I saw the, but like, still, like, wow. I mean, well, I guess maybe he's just making a reference, but
I just like the era where you could say stuff without having to worry about pauses.
yeah, true. But I mean, I don't know who's the big guys who did that. There was, well, No Homo is Cam'ron and Dipset. I think Pause is Joe Budden, and Ayo. Who do you think started that shit?
I don't know.
You know, one thing I was also thinking. Think of it one more word. I was remembering when spit came in. Cause that when people were like, yo, bust around, and so I was like, yo, spit that, yo, and I was like, yo, people say spit now for raps, and like, I don't know, you know, when you pay attention to the evolution of this shit, you remember those fun little moments. But I'm trying to remember who started Ayo. I don't know, that goes back. It's probably like 11, 12 years now.
The first time I heard it was,
Arsonist?
yeah, but that wasn't, I know that they didn't start it, it's just I wasn't living in New York, so I have no idea.
Well, we're gonna make this tape go pause. But you know what? This is my quote. I gotta remind you people every time. I had a beautiful day, even though my Big Daddy Kane interview didn't work because my stupid ass Vonage phone fucked up. And even though my cash ain't exactly baller status right now, I spent time with Eternia. I got to see Gene Simmons. Life is a beautiful thing, even when it's ugly as shit. So that's why I say, you are already living in heaven. It just depends on your perspective. So, yeah.
I co-sign.
Yeah. Mindbender Supreme TV, Part 3. I love you. You love me. And we all love Eternia, the dope MC.
Everybody that knows anything about anything.